What's up, everybody? I know I ain't been live really in a while. I guess not a while. It's just I've had the craziest week. It's been a really busy week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll be right back. Be right back. Oh, don't freeze on me. Bro, I finally got some fucking free time. Like a week later. 9:15 at night. And I finally got some free time. And I was like, so like, kind of like, that I had to drink a whole fucking Red Bull. Drink a full fucking Red Bull. So I'm waiting for that to kick in. Cause like, I hate like when I got free time. And then I am so tired that like, I can't do nothing with the free time. It's one of these things. All this shit I'm working on right now. Like, all this caffeine I be drinking. I drink more coffee, caffeine, Red Bull than I ever have in my entire life. I kind of want to just say that, like, one, I've been doing this shit. I've been living my life this way for years, so it's not like nothing new. It's just now I know it's going to work. Like, what the fuck? I need to clean out my computer, because, like, for being, like, the computer that it is, it should run, like, decent, but the whole fucking, computer is basically full. There is, like, basically no space on the computer. So, it kind of, like, goes slower than I want it to. I've been running, like, 10 things at once, got, like, 100 fucking tabs open, and, like, all this shit. But yeah. Not having any free time is weird. Because it's like I've been just doing my thing, right? Working on all these projects and shit, like non-stop, 24/7. Like from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed. I explained it in my one video that like, there'd be like a couple weeks ago, there was times where I went to bed. There was times where I woke up at 10 o'clock at night thinking it was 10 in the morning, and vice versa, right? So, man, that's why like I titled this like I finally got some free time, because I haven't felt like I haven't felt like I had free time, and it's crazy. It's funny because like I'm the one that's making the schedule. I'm the one that's like doing all this, but it's just I have these ideas in my head, these things I want to do, and I look at it like, well, I can't do this other stuff until I get the work done, and yeah. Dun, 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 I hope everyone's having a good night. Hope y'all had a good day. Hope everyone had a good week, right? Because like I haven't even really been able to like chill or say what's up or like whatever in like a week. What's funny is I wasn't even gonna work on music, but like I want to work on music. Like that's why this thing is weird, where it's not work to me. I hate the word work because it's the only way I could describe what I'm doing. I'm working on some things. I'm working on projects. I'm working, but like that's all I want to do. Like making music is all I want to do, to the point where like when when I was with my ex, right? Um, like it was the best relationship I've ever had. And, like that was fucking amazing for me. Um, but even though it was amazing to me, I still just wanted to make music. Like instead of like watching a movie with my girl, or instead of like watching like I just wanted to make music. Like that's all I want to do, 24/7. Like last night was a prime example. Last night I went to sleep, okay? And right as I was laying down going to sleep, you know how like a lot of people be talking about like they overthink at night, so it's hard to just fall asleep or whatever. It's hard. Literally, it clicked last night as I was laying going to bed, and I'm like, why don't I have like I know I gained control over my mind. I've taken years to like practice meditation, gaining control of my mind, and all this other shit. But like, it was it clicked last night. I was like, I don't have words in my head. I have whole songs in my head. Last night as I was going to bed, I'm laying down and like all I hear in my head, like, and I mean, it was so crystal clear. Like, I opened my eyes and like was like, what the fuck? Because I play a frequency when I go to bed at night. Okay, so I play 432 hertz when I go to bed at night. So 432 hertz is always playing when I go to bed at night. So you just kind of hear the frequency playing in the background, whatever. My eyes are closed, and I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, and obviously I'm trying to go to bed, and like all of a sudden, I literally hear clear as day, a whole entire song, bass included, the fucking like the whole so there was a whole song playing, and it kind of I'm sitting there like literally whole song playing. I'm just sitting there jamming, and then I kind of it clicked to me that I didn't play music. I played a frequency. Why the fuck is there music playing? Like damn. So I had to get up and try to like turn the music off because I was like damn maybe the video switched or whatever. But it was one of my like it was a beat. So like whatever. Open my eyes and obviously the frequency is just playing, and I was like, like I died laughing because I'm like, holy shit. The song in my head was so loud, was so crystal clear. I heard every instrument, and it's like I even felt the bass. So I woke up, and I was like, holy shit. Like, talking about thinking of a song, like, man, that shit was like so loud that it was the song. Like I thought the song was playing out here. Um and then it made me think like, damn, my imagination is different. Like when I imagine things, I'm imagining frequencies and sounds in the way like maybe a reverb on an instrument or some bass. Like I don't know. It made me think, well, my imagination is completely different. And it's like I've trained it to do this because like I've always kind of had music in my head, right? I guess as a musician, that's why I make beats. But like it was just this weird thing last night that clicked. Like wow, there was actually like a full song playing, and I don't know, it was crazy. It was fucking mind blowing. Hey, what's going on, DMT Infinity? DMT Infinity says, literally just got off work about working this animation, drink on some beer, smoke on some dabs and flour, and chill here with you. Hey, fuck yeah, bro. I've been so busy past couple weeks, like, I guess past week, really, that I haven't really had much time to, live stream or even conversate. Like, that's what I haven't really had much time to do, is conversate. Like, I think I live streamed once during this week, but I was so busy, like, I had to get the beat done that I couldn't even look at the live stream. Couldn't even look at the chat. Theodore Root, what's going on, bro? Things are going pretty good, man. Hope all is well with you. What's going on, psychedelic user? Theodore Root says, can you please send me the True Life Stories Discord link? I don't have the Discord link, I don't think, or I might. Because I'm still so new to Discord that it's fucking hilarious. Like, I feel like an old man. Like, I feel like an old man with some of these technologies. Like, because, like, as advanced as I am with this technology, I'm like, yeah, I'm all about technology and the advancement of the human species, but it's like, throw Discord my way and I'd be confused on how to use the damn thing. Okay, so it's good that I'm not the only one. Because, like, I was feeling like, damn, man, I should have gotten to Discord years ago. But yeah, I wanted to save. I wanted to start hopping in the True Life Story Discord and stuff because I eventually I'm gonna be making a Discord for my Markheads NFT, um and just all of that. But I'm probably gonna get some help with that when I do that. Hey, that's awesome. Theodore Root says, "Coolin' brother went to the forest today. That's amazing." Psychedelic User says, "About to smoke some green." Took some. Hey, Theodore Root says, "Took some shrooms and DMT with the trees." That is beautiful. I bet you and the trees were just chilling. Theodore Root says, "I'm about advancement, but I be feeling like an old head hating on new tech and AI and virtual reality." Yeah, I know. As much as I talk about, I'm all for virtual reality and what's about to happen. But like, you throw me a virtual reality headset and like some of this new technology, I'm gonna be as confused as my grandfather would have been. DMT Infinity says, "Not all technology and websites are even worth adapting yourself to." Right? I guess it's if the thing isn't gonna be here that long, there's no reason to adapt yourself to it, right? But if it is gonna be here long, it is a good idea to adapt yourself to it. So it is like you gotta figure out, which tools are necessary to learn. Technology, apps, websites are tools, and some tools are completely unnecessary for certain situations and unnecessary for others. Right, though. Like a tool that I feel like is unnecessary for me at least, would be like Snapchat, cause like I've never had a Snapchat before, because I never felt I was like, why would I need one, like what is it for, um, so that'd be like a tool, an app that I've never even used that I wouldn't even know how to. All I do know is that like Facebook, Instagram, like all these things took the stories idea from Snapchat. So like, but Theodore Root says, "We were smiling together. I told my homegirl today about your past life experience that you talked about with the river and trees and smells of LSD that one time. Because before that, she told me she is the same thing. Yep, all is programs. We vote for whichever programs we think are useful, and the ones with no vote of awareness die off." Right, though. But yeah, that experience I had on LSD that one time was mind blowing. That shit had me stuck for a few days. I was sitting there like caught with that memory, and like just talking about it, man, like brings back that memory because I was like, holy shit, like I felt like it's just like if I tried to remember yesterday, like, well, what was I doing yesterday? Like I can remember. That shit hit me so hard. Oh no, Snapchat. Drug dealers just sell drugs anywhere. Oh, DMT says, "LOL, Snapchat is what my boy used to use to sell dope and get laid, so it certainly, or at least a few years ago, was an absolute saving grace for drug dealers." Yeah. Oh, that's mind blowing. That she experienced the same thing, Theodore? Because it's never happened to me before like that. But like I knew that LSD is a weird psychedelic that like it's unpredictable in that aspect where like I don't know. It was just so mind blowing because it was so real. Like it was just so Like, I couldn't deny it at that point. I was like, oh, I'm just tripping. But, like, it was like I could remember. Like, I went back in time or some shit. Like, I don't know. But, let me get this dab ready. I'm gonna do a dab. The fucking Red Bull is finally kicking in. Because, like, I'm... Woo. Let me get this dab ready. I just want to do a dab, eh? I just want to do a dab, eh? With, Hey, fuck yeah. DMT Infinity. I just want to do a dab. Hey. Jinx, what's going on? Jinx says, I quit vaping. I'm on day 2, feeling like I don't know how anything works. Damn. Well, I hope you get through this, man. After day 3, they say it starts to get a little easier. But, yeah. In the beginning, it's always a little rough. Because that even happens to me, like, if I stopped using caffeine, like, if I stopped using coffee, if I stopped drinking coffee, I will have no motivation for, like, fucking 3 to 5 days. See, it's weird. Like, even in silence like that, right? It took 2 seconds to, like, just grab the torch and, the dab piece or whatever. But even in that 2 seconds, I'm sitting here, I got melodies in my head. I'm like there's no words in there, like, right now at least. Fuck yeah. Jinx said, it's all good. Like, I drink and still, so I have energy. Damn. Theodore can't find the Discord link, bro. I'll send you some DMT. Send you some... Bro, so I'll send you some DMT if you can get me the link. Tell Big Chill to send the alien for me. Yo. I had the link, too. Like, it was... I don't know why. I thought I saved it on my computer. Theodore says he's gonna dab with us. Okay. Do this dab. Yeah, I agree with that, Theodore. Theodore says, I realize when we silence the thoughts, we get far off quantum info. For real. If you can silence the thoughts while you're tripping, you can get some insane info. Where the fuck did I put the damn lighter now? Because my torch broke, so like it can't spark without a lighter. And it shouldn't be this far from the fucking chair. Okay. No. Dab. Dab time. Let's get high. That was fucking awesome. You know what's crazy? I haven't smoked since earlier. Like, I've been like, I put myself on the schedule in a sense where it was like, well, if I'm going to turn my life into a job, I need to start treating it like a job. Where it's like, okay, I'm not allowed to smoke until after this, or I have to do this first, or whatever. I've just slowly been structuring this shit. So I haven't done a dab since like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 9:30 now. Oh, and don't get it twisted. Psychedelics and Computers, the album, is still coming. Seven of the Dead, what's going on? Oh, that's fucking awesome, Seven. Seven of the Dead said, yo, I smoked DMT on the Discord and did a gesture dance for them. Fuck yeah. Seven Dead said. I think the only one that watched was Big Chill. I was like, that was dead poetry. Fuck yeah. Yo, Seven, send me the Discord. From his fake account. My exact dance and words were fire as fuck, apparently. Fuck yeah, bro, I bet. I know how it's like to be on DMT and you're in that thing, and I don't know how to explain it, but like, I bet you was in the fucking thing. When you are in that flow state, it's like the dance becomes some fucking, some shit. I've been so fucking busy, I haven't even been able to like hop into live streams and shit. Like, I've seen that y'all were live like past couple days. I've just been working on all these projects. I haven't had much time. But Seven of the Dead, that sounds fucking awesome though, bro. You ever seen the OA, like OA? It was a Netflix show, and in the OA, the way they were like making, they had this dance thing that they would do or whatever, and it reminded me of the like DMT shit. Like sometimes I would smoke DMT and come back, and it's like I feel like the energy was in me or something, where I just feel like I'd be flowing my arms and like kind of doing the thing, but like it just reminded me of the OA, dancing like a jester. Theodore's still looking for that link. Bro, we're gonna get that link somehow. Because I want to start using Discord more anyways. So I might as well start with true life stories. Because, like, the homie's already in there. But yeah, I gotta get into the Discord too, cause like, so then I can know, just know when y'all are live more, or like whatever. And I'm so new to Discord, it'll just help me get used to it. Ooh, DMT fan. I like how you said that. A song is a song. There is no your song, my song. There is just the song of life. And we who aren't crazy can hear the music even in silence. That's some real shit. Because I feel like life is the song and we're just all picking up on little pieces of it. And then we create music or create art, little ideas or little like movies or whatever. But really we're just taking little pieces of this giant song being played by it or whatever. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. One verse, as in song. Right. It's interesting. It's interesting how the universe, universe, right, like it's the one song. It's, I don't know who came up with the idea of the word universe, but like, it's definitely interesting. THCO acetate is so interesting because, like, I'm just starting to get fully high from the dab I took like 5-10 minutes ago. Bro, I was thinking about taking some Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds tonight. Because, like, I wanted a spiritual journey. And, like, Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds, if I do enough of them, put a blindfold on, like, bro, I travel, like, deep with Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. I don't know, I've seen, like, legit, like, moments in time in the future that haven't even happened yet, that eventually do happen. Like, I done had some crazy visions on Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. But I was thinking about taking some tonight, because I haven't tripped in almost 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. Like, I haven't tripped in almost a month, because last time I tripped, I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't trip again until I got some of my goals accomplished. Like, I just had these goals in my head, and obviously this is before I sold my first NFT. This is before I had all these plans or all these things I'm getting ready to be doing. So, like, they were just ideas. So I made a promise to myself not to trip until they're more than just fucking ideas. I needed something grounded in reality for it to actually happen. And I did it. I sold my first NFT. Getting ready to put up a few more. I've been working on, the beats all weekend, really, and like really all week, last week. So, like, I'm sitting here like, I feel like I deserve a trip, Because I'm just one of those guys that, like, I like to be connected to that world. Because, like, if I'm away from that world for too long, I start to feel like my ego is growing and, like, growing out of control. Like, everyone always has an ego. You're supposed to have an ego, right? But you're supposed to gain control of the ego. But I just feel like if I stay away from psychedelics for too long, it gives my ego a chance to grow. It gives the fear a chance to grow. It gives me a chance to come up with more excuses of why I'm not tripping. Like, man, I wish I gotta start putting the chat on the computer and, like, just obviously having the phone record the live stream. Because, like, 2 seconds of me not whatever, the live stream goes away. And then the arrow goes away, so then I can't even tell if somebody... Seven of the Dead. If you want to see the universe speak and dance, bro, come to see me. Hit the deems. I don't have any deems right now. I have to I have to extract it. But I probably won't do that for like another few days. I wanted to. My birthday. So I was born on Christmas. My birthday is Christmas Day. So I'm gonna be 28, and I haven't smoked DMT in a while. Like I haven't had a good trip, a good solid DMT trip in a while. So I'm gonna have a solid DMT trip on my birthday. Like I'm going to have. I need. It's been a while. So that's my birthday present to myself. I'm gonna extract myself some DMT, and have an experience. Felt like I was on stage when I did it. I bet. Seven of the Dead says I felt like I was on stage when I did it for Chill. Alleycat and I forgot who else. Master Creator was there too. Oh, that's dope. But I bet you felt like you was on stage, like the show was happening, and because DMT is this funny thing where you kind of see, well, it seems like the universe is kind of watching us, just like we watch movies. Like, it's a funny thing. DMT Van says, man, I'm drunk, lol. But yes, more THC, cheers. Seven of the Dead says, dreams come watch me and Theo smoke Deems. Where? On, were you doing it now? Damn. Saying things to do before I trip. Recycle. You sold? Or what? Hey, yeah. If you're talking about the NFT, yeah, I sold my first NFT, which was mind blowing, like literally life changing for me, like mentally. Like, cause it changed my idea of what is possible. Like, I know I believe in myself, but like, sometimes I feel like I've been saying I believe in myself just so I believe in myself, so I say it a bunch of times, and like, I'll believe it because I'm saying it. but nah, selling that NFT, selling my first NFT, kind of just changed things in my head. Seven of the Dead says, on the DMT trip, I had to say I love my ego and understand more. DMT, as weird as this sounds, DMT kind of helped me understand my ego. Or helped me love my ego. That, like, it helped me love every single part of myself, because it helped me look at myself and, like, analyze some of those things. I guess LSD as well. But, oh, shit. Right. Peace Love Productions, what's going on, bro? Trip whip did cough syrup. Poetry of the devil. Send the link on Discord. I gotta get the that's what I was doing right now. I was about to pull up Discord on my computer. Cause Man, I'm stoned. Yeah. I've tried cough syrup was my first one of my first drugs as a kid. Like I just read in the comments. Yeah, DXM was one of my first substances. And it was, I guess, basically microdosing to like moderate doses of it back then because I didn't I didn't know what I was doing back then. But like I was like what 14, 15, maybe 16, I don't know. Man. Fucking stoned. And I'm still thinking about taking those seeds. Because a lot of people don't like Hawaiian baby wood seeds, but I love Hawaiian baby wood seeds. Like, I don't know. DMT Infinity. DMT Infinity says, always remember too that a trip is not a trip. We just call it that to back the uneducated off the philosopher's stone. That's hilarious. Honestly, I probably just say trip out of like habit of like just saying trip, but obviously we be traveling with this shit like. Chrysical says I got 31 milligram weed in Springs for 30. Oh, 25%? Oh, okay. That's awesome. I actually quit smoking weed. And I actually quit Delta 9. Like, I recently just quit everything, and I just dabbed THCO acetate, which is just this pure wax. There's not that much left. There is, but there isn't. About to give me another 20 grams of it, but I quit that. But honestly, like 2 months ago, when I quit my job, I also had to quit smoking bud because I had to make the sacrifice. So I had to think to myself, okay, most humans wouldn't just quit smoking weed altogether, right? But like, no, I was like, fuck that. So I decided to just dab because for some weird reason, like dabs are like shatter and shit. It's shatter, crumble. There's batter, like all of that is like 25 a gram around where I'm from. So And a gram of wax, I would just make it last. And I just recently had to do this because it's so crazy that I literally put myself on this fucking structure. Like, I parented myself in a sense where I structured myself. I, like, self-disciplined myself because, like, 2 months ago I had no choice because I gave myself no choice. But pretty soon, I got, there's a bunch of, like, weed shops that are opening up around my area and shit. And I guess they're called sticker shops, but they are weed shops. But, like, these, sticker shops, some of them have, like, shitty, like, not shitty weed, but a lot of people are talking shit, and I just hear all the reviews and watching all the reviews and shit. But there's been some reviews of some of them that are good reviews or whatever. So I wouldn't mind trying some of their bud or whatever, and because it looks great. And that's the thing. The craziest thing that's happened since weed has become legal where I'm at is even if you get weed from the streets now, the weed looks better. It just looks better. So, but when you get it from a dispensary or a shop, it's just better because like you can see like what percentage THC, and whatever. And that's what I'm really looking forward to as the years go on. Eventually I'm going to be growing my own weed, but like as years go on, I'm kind of looking forward to figuring out what strain is my favorite. What strain do I prefer? If I try 20 to 30 different strains, which one would I like the best? Right? Because that's kind of what I do with the molecules. So like I'm getting ready to get another 20 grams of THCO acetate. I'll probably get an ounce of Delta 8, and I'll get an ounce of Delta 9 wax. And this is all like dabs, right? But I want to have each one so I can tether my high. That was my whole plan. Now, I just prefer to smoke extract. Like, I prefer to smoke cannabis extracts because I just like to dab, right? Like, I don't know. But it was awesome to try Delta 8 for the first time. Like, I think like last year. I think it was last year or the year before. It might have been 2020. That I tried Delta 8 for the first time, and I just bought an ounce of Delta 8 wax just to try it, just to dab it, because I wanted to figure out what it was about. The same thing I did with the THCO acetate. I'm like, well, if you really want to know what it's about, buy an ounce of the wax and then just dab the fucking wax. First dab I actually took on True Life Stories live stream. The first time I tried THCO acetate. And I tried such a giant amount that, like, like I went from, like, sober to so high, so on this rise of whatever, that I haven't done a dab that big since, because I tend to like to tether my high, because dabbing that high, I was literally just sitting here like this. Like, I couldn't even really talk. I was so fucking stoned. And, like, I just really like that THC has... Or cannabinoids. I'm in love with cannabinoids. But cannabinoids that are shaped like THC. I don't want no synthetic... I don't want no fully synthetic cannabinoid that does not look like THC. Like, THCO acetate is semi-synthetic, so it turns a lot of people off because it's half, like, because without science, you can't make it without a lab. It does require chemistry to make THCO acetate. But to me, that doesn't discourage me from using it. I actually love it. To the point where I'm like, for right now, I'm just going to use THCO acetate because it's cheaper and it's better for me right now in my life because I'm trying to do this thing or whatever. And, yeah. But I can't wait to get the variety. So then I could tether my high how I want it throughout the entire day. Because, like, I'm a guy that I'm going to be high forever. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But, like, I'm going to be high probably until the day I die. And I might even I'm probably going to be high when I die. Because, like, but I also, what is a high? But, like, you know, we describe high as when we're on cannabis or high when we're, you know, whatever. But I also take kratom. And I'm eventually getting my situation better in life where I can start getting my plants and herbs again. Because, like, you know, I had to sacrifice and not get plants and herbs like you know, I used to take I used to take 5 to 6 different plants and herbs and herbal extracts a day, like every single day, and like I felt fucking awesome. Like I felt amazing. I felt like Superman going through my days back then. I mean, I fucking feel energized now, but like it was so different because I was on this schedule of like some herbs were for my health, some were just for my own pleasure, right? Because I smoke cannabis. Now cannabis is medicinal, and you know it can help prevent cancer, and it can help prevent like a lot, you know, other things. But I smoke cannabis because I like to get high. So you know it's that thing. But like with kratom, I use kratom because it's like a mental caffeine for me. It's like uh, kratom is this weird like focus and energizing thing to me, and a lot. And you know I've heard people discourage kratom because it's addictive, but yeah, kratom is addictive because it's an opioid, so it attaches to the mu opioid receptor, but the pros outweigh the cons for me. The only con is that it it's addictive, but it's just the pros definitely benefit. I just Grycicle says what strain? Honestly, any green vein, like any strain that's a green, I guarantee I'll rock with. I used to be a kratom vendor. So I had my own online website where I would sell kratom, and I'm eventually I want to get Sacred Sensation. That was the name of my company, Sacred Sensation. But eventually I want to get this thing back up and running. But I had the luxury at that time when I had my company to try so many different strains of kratom. Like from my from the farmers that like I was in contact with, that was so and this kratom was so fresh and so good, so I got to really figure out what strain I liked the best. And like so when so when I was trying all these different strains, like the craziest strain, the most interesting strain that I ever tried. Now, this isn't necessarily my favorite, but this is the most interesting strain I have ever tried. It was called Green Sumatra. Green Sumatra, like, didn't last as long as other kratoms. It only lasted like about 3 hours or so. Like, it didn't have long legs, but it had a weird head high that reminded me of cannabis. That Green Sumatra, and this was the awesome thing to like try all these different kratom strains. That like they all were a little different. they, but like my all-time favorite strain, and the strain I take right now every single day, and I have been for a while, is Green Hulu. Green Hulu is my favorite strain, and it seems to be because right now I'm taking kratom that is not from my vendors. Like I have a friendship that I guess you could say I've built with these people, and over the years for my company, and that's the kratom I want to have for Sacred Sensation. The kratom I've been taking is not from them because I have to order in bulk, and I haven't had the money to order in bulk, right? But I've noticed that green Hulu is green Hulu no matter what place I get it from, and it all has the same smell. Like, green Hulu has a smell. Like, it doesn't matter if I get it from the fucking people at the gas station. It doesn't matter if I order it from the 10 first websites you see on Google when you type in buy kratom. That green Hulu seems to be green Hulu. Or, like, there's a few strains that are up for debate, right? Whether so Mang Da is a strain that has always been up for debate because Mang Da was a grafted tree that was made like recently, like not recently, but recently, probably the most recent strain that was made for the farmers that used to farm kratom. Now they say that Mang Da didn't have color, that it was just Mang Da, and green. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I feel you on Peace Love Production says Green Borneo and Hulu Capuas are awesome. Yeah. Hulu Capuas is probably my favorite. But I had a little more I like White Sulawesi is interesting too. That was an interesting strain. I don't really like white strains too much, but White Sulawesi was like a white, and it didn't have too much like jitter type thing with it or anything. Um, but really all greens, green Hulu, green Mangda, uh, fucking green Vietnam. Um, yeah, they were on my favorite. Eventually I'll get back to that because eventually I'll start selling kratom again. I like having variety. Like I'm not I don't want too much in life, right? But like all I want is variety. I want the variety to be like I want to feel a certain way and I can feel that certain way cuz like I was tethering my things with the herbs, right? Like at one point I was taking 6 herbs, a day. But other days I might only take 3. Another day I might take a completely different 6 herbs because like maybe I was feeling different. And once I get back to that, I want to start making videos on that again because I never really got to making videos about how I was researching plant data, so I wanted to like figure out what plants benefited me, so I would try all these different plants and I would try these different mixtures and I would do these different things. And I'm trying to get back to that really because after trying all these different plants and herbs, like 40 to 50 different plants and herbs, I can now think of about 5 to 10 of them that I want to take for the rest of my life. And like the videos I wanted to kind of make on that in a sense would be like, you'll never know what plant works for you. You'll never know what works for you until you try it. And like I wish our society was more bent on like people taking plants and herbs because me taking 40 to 50 different plants and herbs, like I looked like the weird guy. Like while it was really, obviously I was on this journey or whatever, but really it was because like these things benefited me in one way or another, like either it was like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, that and some of these plants didn't really have necessarily a strong effect, but like I remember like taking cordyceps mushroom. Cordyceps mushroom, one is it gives energy, so like it's a way to get energy without caffeine, and but also like when I was on cordyceps mushroom, if I took every breath, felt like this. Every single breath I took felt like felt like the deepest breath ever. Like it could be just sitting here like just a small little breath. Felt like I took this giant deep breath. I felt so oxygenated. Like being on cordyceps mushroom. And doing the research, I found out I think it did do something with oxygenating the blood. So I was like, that's interesting because I felt that. Um, so it's little things like that I'm like, okay, I want to replace coffee with cordyceps, um, because I drank too much fucking caffeine just to get all these projects done that I'm working on. Like, way too much caffeine. Like, it was not good for my body to work that hard, drink all that caffeine just to keep myself going. And like, I don't know, there was times where I was like, damn, if there was a drug that's gonna kill, like all these fucking molecules and plants and substances and drugs and whatever the fuck I've done, if there was one that was gonna kill me, it'd be the coffee. It was crazy. But like literally, I want to start getting back to the plants and herbs because I ran better. Like I realized it's the it's just who I am. Like who I am is I just want to do all the shit that's in my head. I just want to do it, and like that's why I'm like, I'm glad this NFT shit is starting to work, but also that just gave me enough confidence to start doing more other things in my life anyways. That the person that wants me to be a sound engineer, and help him with his project he's doing with the music, and like it's a way for me to make money and it's a way for me to help him and we help each other, whatever the fuck. That could have happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago. I've known the dude, and I've known him for years, and he's a really good dude, and like it's this weird thing that, well, man, just doing that one thing made me realize, selling the NFT made me realize, well, I can it gave me enough confidence to do more shit, to try the other ideas that I have. And but the only issue I had this whole time that was not good was y'all don't understand how much caffeine I ingested. Like literally how much fucking like my friend Eric, I think it was my friend Eric, came over. Well, even right now, there's 3 empty cans of Red Bull in front of me just from today. Like, so I've been telling myself I'm gonna slow down on the caffeine, and I'm gonna switch this shit to cordyceps and lion's mane, ashwagandha, because that was my mixture. Like that shit was perfect. I was so energized and ready to go back then, but I had nothing to do. Now I'm like, I got so much to do, or so much I want to do. DMT Infinity, I just got what you said. DMT Infinity says, I want to rock the hell out this Asian chick I work with. She's like 50 years old, but she sounds, looks, physically seems like she's my age, so I'm certainly down. Regal Survivor. What's going on? Regal Survivor says you made it, bro. Fuck yeah. See, that's what I feel like. Now, everyone else obviously kind of looks at me like, bro, you made it. You just sold a beat. You know, like, and it's that shit that's like, that's why I chill by myself for right now. I've been chilling, just kind of alone, working on my projects, because making it to me is different than making it to them, and making it to me is just damn. Pretty soon I'll be able to actually just think of an idea and maybe actually be able to do it right after I think it. Like, man, we're getting there. It's the progress. That's what's making it to me. Progress. Because I can see, man, it's going to work. It's just a thing of walking the path. Oh, wow. Recycle says, I haven't even tried Green Vein yet. That's wild. Green Vein's awesome because it's a balance of, like, energized but also relaxed. Where, like, I don't really like Red Veins because they make me too relaxed. Recycle says, you seem very studied to me. Do you mean like educated or like? What's so funny is I didn't finish high school and I don't have a degree or anything, but all I do is learn. So like it's just what I love to do. Like I don't even right now I don't watch Netflix or Hulu. I haven't watched a TV show or a movie. Alright, so I take that back. I get my daughter on the weekends, and she had me watch 2 episodes of Squid Game because I was confused on what it was because I didn't know what it was. But my friend Amjad, he has a master's degree, and like I guess psychedelics and just going down this whole journey, um, kind of is a journey of knowledge, the journey of philosophy, the journey of the love of knowledge in a sense is some real shit. I heard somebody say that knowledge isn't scarce, it's the will to learn, the want to learn knowledge is scarce. That, like, people really don't like to learn. Like, it's this weird thing that majority of human beings would rather watch a movie than a documentary. Like, and I'm the weird guy that would rather watch a documentary. Mm. You learned how to live. The point of any school, by the way. Fuck yeah. Recycle says, I'm learning keyboards now on YouTube. That's how I learned a lot of shit. On YouTube. YouTube is this beautiful thing where, like, you can learn things because people that know things make videos on what they know, showing you how to know what they know, and it's beautiful. I feel you on Peace Love Productions. I sadly feel you on that. Peace Love Productions says people are lazy, bro. Yup. And it's so shitty because I'm lazy too. But like, not I can't be. I'm not really physically. I guess I'm physically lazy, but I'm not. I'm a paradox. Cause like, I look like I'm lazy, or to the outside viewer, I would look like I live a lazy life. I haven't left the house. Like there was a point where I was working so hard, I didn't leave the house for a fucking week. Like, um, and that's not necessarily. I was working, like doing this thing, and people need to figure out how they work. Like, what's their best way of working? Like, you know, if you're gonna be lazy, that's fine, but don't be mentally lazy. Like, but then if you don't get mentally lazy, you start to figure out how to not be lazy. But it's just everyone's gonna have to deal with that on their own, you know. DMT infinity, the love of knowledge, we live and die, the open-minded philosopher who wants all opposite, paradoxical, positive outcomes to be the case. We're not nihilistic, we're just optimists. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a fucking optimist. But also, Griseiko says maybe you're a psychonaut, most are not. Oh, I think it's this weird thing where it's weirdly a bold statement, like weirdly, but I've been saying it for a while that like, you know, back when I first started the psychedelic journey, I used to call myself a modern day shaman because, you know, before I really started making videos, I was hosting these like DMT quote unquote parties where like I would have these get-togethers and smoke DMT with people and explain it to them and explain what they're getting themselves into and um in a sense feeling like a modern day shaman, right? And it was this weird thing where then online I'm like, well, I'm talking about my psychedelic experiences and you know what I've went through, and it's this weird thing though that there's weirdly um a like a thing about like saying you're a modern day shaman or saying you're a shaman. So we use the word psychonaut, but it's the same thing. If you're referring yourself as a psychonaut and you're referring to yourself that because you use psychedelics to travel, you know, into the mind or travel dimensions or whatever, then you are a psychonaut, or a quote unquote modern day shaman in training because like I looked at it like the first shamans didn't have a shaman to learn from. They learned directly from the plants. When you have a direct contact with the plants, with the molecules, with the entities in the plants, with the entities, the spirit of the plants, um, that allows you to have a like gain a relationship with this thing. You will gain information because just like you can gain information by having a relationship with a human being, you can gain information from having a relationship with something that is not a human being but just something that is a being, like and psychedelics are this weird fucking thing that somehow happened in my life and like you know it became this weird thing because like that's why I stopped making music for years. um you know, was psychedelics. It made me reevaluate like you know what I was rapping about or why I wanted to go down that route of music or just you know. But psychedelics are this weird thing because I genuinely like I'm open to like I know for a fact. Well, I can't say it's a for a fact for anyone else, but for a fact for me, I'm like no. DMT is definitely what happens when I die. I've done it so many times that I'm like I've gained a relationship with this female entity of like, and it's just weird. And I've been on this journey this whole time, but I structured the journey. So this was my plan when I started the journey. It all started with salvia. I smoked salvia at 18 when I was 18 years old, and it scared the shit out of me. And I never like, and then I put it down, but like I threw the whole thing away after I came down from that experience because like it scared the fuck out of me. Then 2 years later, I smoked DMT, but for a year in between of me smoking salvia and you know a year before I smoked DMT, that year in between I did nothing but hard research about, and I listened to Terrence McKenna for like 5 hours a day almost like every day for like weeks on end. I remember my girl was like, at the time, I bet she was getting annoyed as fuck because I bet she was like, "What the hell's happening to him?" Like, because I went from a wannabe thug to then listening to Terrence McKenna for hours on end, and doing research on psychedelics and shamanism and you know just all that. I wanted to know what I was getting myself into. Then eventually I did DMT, and then started this whole journey. I literally just wanted to get to know the entities in DMT. I wanted to get to know it for myself in the beginning because I was like, yo, if this is what happens when I die, then like even before I heard Terrence McKenna talk about that psychedelics are a way to get you familiar with the afterlife body. Even before I heard that, I knew that because that's what I was doing. Like, I was getting familiar with what it was like to be without a body, what it was like to, and I was more trying to get used to the rip. That rip of like ripping from human body to DMT space, the rip sucks. Like, I feel like that's what everyone fears when you fear DMT. When you think about it, because being in it, you're just in it. So you're not really necessarily scared. I mean, maybe you are, but like you're not really. I'm scared more when my human body is here and I'm about to smoke it and I'm fucking terrified and then I blast off. But I wanted to, after I figured out DMT, after like 500 DMT trips, I felt like I got as much as I could out of it, like for myself, and like I got enough confirmation, enough experience, enough ways of maneuvering, and figured out enough techniques to move on. And then it's like my psychedelic journey. I made this thing where I wanted to explore, and this is why I called myself a modern day shaman. I wanted to be able to back it up, but when I first said, "Hey," when I was first saying, I'm a modern day shaman, or I'm trying to be a modern day shaman, um, I didn't necessarily have anything but ideas to back it up. The only thing I had was the idea that I can order these plants. I can order these things and try these substances. I can buy these. I can get these substances. I could try them and I can gain experiences with them. But I knew I could. It just didn't happen yet, and so I decided to structure it. That's why I was researching shamanism the whole way. Half of the time, like I was slowly cutting out, watching Netflix and Hulu and all that shit, like throughout this whole entire journey. And like right now, I've been on this journey for 8 years. I've been doing, since my first DMT trip when I was 20. I'm about to be 28 on Christmas, and it's like this whole journey is kind of wrapping around because right now I'm getting ready to finish my journey with LSD because I went from, you know, getting to know DMT, and then after I knew DMT, I tried capsuled ayahuasca and started using and did LSD for the first time in the summer of 2016, and then went on like I only had like 3 LSD experiences that summer, um, and I explored with an ounce of mushroom. I was able to get an ounce of mushrooms, so I explored with mushrooms that summer too, and then I went on this herbal journey, right, where I decided to, I was still smoking DMT, I was still exploring DMT here and there, but then I went on this journey with plants and herbs, and then I stopped using DMT, and I took a 2-year break from psychedelics, where I would only use LSD once a year, um, for those 2 years. So in those 2 years, I only used psychedelics twice, but in those 2 years, I explored with 40 to 50 different plants and herbs, and those 40 to 50 different plants and herbs, I would go on what I would say a homemade plant dieta with some of these plants. And I would say that, and I used to say this in videos where I would be like, I use cannabis the same way that shamans use tobacco. So, like, while shamans smoke tobacco while they're on the ayahuasca or while they're whatever, I would smoke cannabis while I was on the psychedelic or on these plants and herbs or whatever. Cannabis was the daily driver, anyways, and it has been since before any psychedelic or any of this. Right? I started smoking weed every day when I was 15. Um, but it was this weird thing where when I went on this journey, it became this spiritual tool because cannabis can catapult an experience and make it a little deeper. So like I would utilize the cannabis, and so throughout this whole entire fucking journey, it has been mind blowing because I had no idea where this shit was leading. Like I had no idea. All I knew is I'm following an idea, and I'm just following my ideas like as time's going on. But the original idea was, you know, becoming a modern day shaman. That was the original idea with, the psychedelic journey. Because I understood that to become a modern day shaman, you have to go on the journey alone. What do shamans do? Like every shaman, in a sense, went on the journey. They went on their plant dietas. They, explored with the plants. They explored with the medicine, with the ayahuasca, with the San Pedro, with the mushrooms, with the whatever substance they were using. But it's, that there are also just shamans that they're ayahuasqueros, I think they're called, or there's ones that just specialize in tobacco. There are ones that specialize in uh, like other things, and I wanted to just specialize in my things because like we have the idea of shamanism from the Native Americans in a sense and the Asian culture, and like but this idea does not belong to them. It is not owned by them. It is something that I can see that will be shared with everybody. It is available for everybody to go down. Everybody, every human being on this planet is a potential modern day shaman because every human being on this planet has the capability to start the path and start the journey and go down. But every shaman got the calling. It's like the shaman's calling is some real shit. I heard I did a lot of research, and like shamans would talk about that they got the calling, and like I got the calling because like I had no idea what the fuck DMT was or why I was using psychedelics because no one in my life was like influencing me to do it. There was no person around me. It was randomly this feeling that was calling me, and it reminds me of a video I just made that I'm getting ready to release. That I was talking about how I'm following this feeling. Like when I make music, I get this feeling that I can't explain, and like I'm just following that feeling, and it's like when I started getting that feeling, and it started pulling me. So I'm like searching through I'm just on the internet. My friend said something about the pineal gland, and it gave me this feeling that reminded me of like the same type feeling, when I make music. Just this amazing, fucking beautiful, euphoric, connected feeling. So then I started researching what is the pineal gland, and then that made me eventually find DMT. Like a video popped up and it was DMT, and that's what made me smoke DMT because like it was this crazy thing because that's what made me start the research on like listening to Terrence McKenna for an hour for hours a day or whatever. That like my friend Mike T was like he was on this weird journey back then of his own journey, but Ow, this whole thing has been fucking mind blowing. I know I just went on this long ramble, but this shit has been fucking mind blowing. You know, just kind of following my gut, following my soul, following, and I'm blindly following this shit with everything, with the psychedelic journey, with the music, with the books that I'm writing, the business ideas that I have that I'm getting ready to start, like all of this shit. I'm just blindly following this feeling, and it's all the same feeling. And if something gives me that feeling, I know I'm supposed to do it. If something does not give me that feeling, I know I am not supposed to do it. That's how I live my life. And I don't know if this is good or bad, but I'll figure out where it leads me. Oh yeah, I've only. Recycle says I'm too scared for salvia yet. Smoke shop has it, I think. They probably do. But out of all my psychedelic journeys, I've only done salvia. I've only smoked salvia 3 times. And I've did a salvia tincture that was like sublingually absorbed. That was beautiful though. The salvia tincture that was sublingually evolved was fucking beautiful. But that experience was amazing. But smoking salvia, I've only done it 3 times, and I will never do it again. But yeah. But I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. For real. But hope you all have a good night. I'm probably gonna get something started. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?